cat in the wall, eh? Okay, now you're talking my language.
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
Oh, great. Thanks, Mother, for replacing the baby aspirin with LSD.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountain?
View from CDEC, and although it is Tate week now, we have to talk about the game against Buckeyes on Saturday here on the View from CDEC. I'm just Matt. The Hoss is here. Say hi, Hoss.
How's it going?
Oh, man, look at that beard out of nowhere. I didn't even know you were capable of such things. And denying the world this magical look all this time. You know I'm like beard heavy. Come on.
Yeah, we gotta grow it out for the playoff run coming up. So maybe I'll just grow it out and try to look like a homeless Matt Patricia too.
I thought you were gonna say homeless Matt Margolis for a second. I'm like, I'm this close, man. I'm this close already. But this will be a short one, a podcast all on its own. We usually preview our other game, but Scum gets its own little podcast. That's all we're going to say about them here. Talk about the domination, 42-9. Buckeyes cover most of the spreads, but that spread went from 33.5 to start. So if you got it at the worst time, then you didn't get Ohio State to cover. But that total domination, the defense specifically impressed me Saturday because Rutgers' offense is not bad. Their defense is atrocious, and it was very lucky that we were playing them since both Carnell, Tate, and Jeremiah Smith are out again. But you were in the shoe Saturday, Jason. What do you think about the performance? We'll start with the offense.
Offense, slow start a little bit. You know, you knew he'd be getting the ground game going, so it was the dink and dunk offense that was I was worried about him kind of being a little too conservative to open up the game, I thought. But he did, make the right calls. Hitting Max Clare had a huge game finally, but it was nice to see him step up if we needed him, and he's more than capable of doing that. Ennis was kind of used sparingly. He made some okay plays here and there, but it's tough. Yeah, the running game continued to keep going against Rutgers. Pretty anemic rush defense. So it was nice that we still were able to do that. The offense as a whole, I wasn't too impressed with in the first half. Second half came out and kind of the run game kind of opened things up and kind of let loose after that, which was nice.
Well, they didn't start that slow, except till we fumbled at the 1 yard line. Like we ran the ball down their throats the first drive.
That is true because we were just kind of doing the milk the clock, less possessions is just get out of that game, which was fine. Yeah, it did seem worse than what it was probably.
Right. And also Bo Jackson could have scored on the play before he fumbled. He hit the truck stick like a few yards too early and like tried to truck nobody because he thought he was going to get contact and just like kind of face planted himself at like the one. I mean, he got tackled, but he was like his leverage was gone. He had like leaned forward too early. That's something that comes with more time. But other than that, he looks great after the fumble, running ferociously, doing a great job cutting back against defenders' grains. Like I thought he had a really nice game. Sayin, I thought, was really good for what he had with him. But when you're down 3 of your top 5 receivers and another one of your top 5 receivers, Mylan Graham, mysteriously just doesn't play until the fourth quarter, which I think if I had to guess on that situation, he thought he should be starting. They started 8. They were going to start 8 off probably because of senior day or maybe because they just needed, part of the game plan, whatever. And he didn't respond well. That's my guess. But I don't know. And he ended up in the doghouse. But so we have our receivers are Bryson Rogers, David Adolph, and Brandon Ennis. Ennis doesn't have much of a day because he's suddenly drawing the number 1 corner on the other team. And a little harder than just running up in the slot and everybody's double teaming your other 2 receivers. But you're right. Max Clare has a huge day. And I thought Sayin was fine with what he had. Running backs, I thought, looked good. O-line, not their best game because once again, number 77 there, struggling to block people. Find who to block, it seems like.
Yeah, just put a helmet on a helmet and just drive people. Just pick somebody to drive him back. It seems like he's kind of gets in a turnstile there and kind of looking around in no man's land. You can't be in no man's land. You got to just go. Even if it's a double team, just go.
Nobody lightly hugs a defender that's already passed him better than Tegro Shabola. I'll say that. Like he's always giving the little while his guy's tackling the running back, he's like giving a little hug to both of them. He loves doing that, going the wrong direction a lot of time. yeah, well, he's gonna have to play better than that against that team up north next week. I'll say that. Or I mean, Padilla, I guess, was available, but he didn't play. Didn't see Van Sickle this time. They seemed to want him in the whole time. Yeah, we're gonna have to see a better effort from the O line, I think, against the team up north, or it could be a long day. The other tight ends I thought were good too. It's just, I mean, Sam's King. Oh, we have to talk about Lincoln Keenholz getting in quite a few times. What did you think? Like, there were some odd moments where he came in the game and just passed the ball while the game is still very much in doubt. But we saw, like, when he's in there, pulled it on a couple runs for some huge yardage, had 37 yards on just 3 carries, including a very nice 22-yard run where he actually looked like all those times we were told Devin Brown looked athletic last year, and then I'd see him in the games. I'm like, no. We hear that about Keenholz. He looked like it this week, and he has a couple other times.
Yeah, I don't know if that was smoke and mirrors just to try to, everybody thinks when you see a running quarterback going in, he's not going to pass the ball. He's not going to, he just pulls it and runs it, but he actually throws it. So if you're going to do it, I feel like he did it the right way and putting him in there and having him throw the ball rather than just doing what's expected of him. So that was kind of nice to see that. Was it nice to see it given the situation of the game in doubt? Probably not. But if you're going to do it at some point in the season, you're going to do it against Rutgers to see if it's viable down the line. It's not like Michigan or whoever else may be it. If we do pull it off in the playoff, whatever, is going to be surprised by it. But it is something where if we're struggling in the red zone, fourth quarter, third quarter, throw that in there to see if it, busts one open. But yeah, Kazmarek doing 2 tight end sets there, bringing people down to the box, not really what our offense is about. So, but we had to adjust to the situation. Yeah, we'll have to see, I'm not going to get too far into the scum, but yeah, we'll have to see what that does for our offense long term is having 2 tight end sets, whether that's good or not for this offense in the running game.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of 2 tight. Because of the injuries, even if they are playing, I don't think they'll be full go with the receivers. So I think we'll see a ton of 2 tight end sets like we already do. I'm with you 100%. I think Keenholz throwing the ball wasn't even about this game. It wasn't trying to trick Rutgers.
Yeah,
they're trying to trick the future opponents that when he comes in the game, they're not just going, okay, run, that he might throw the ball. And if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm still playing run, because he didn't throw the ball particularly well when he did throw the ball in this game. So, if they do trick me, oh well. Well, yeah. I'll live with it if they throw it. I won't live with it if he pulls a read option and goes for 20 against me.
And to your point there, you're not doing this if Tate and Smith aren't in the game, and you're not having them throw the ball if they're not in the game. This is a beautiful concept if he has Tate and Smith to throw to, because yes, he's not a great thrower, so having those 2 generational talents would make up some of the lackluster arm talent. So you're not putting that in there if wide receiver 1's Brandon Ennis. I'd rather have him just run the ball, or then it makes them think a little bit. Just you're doing that if the guys are healthy.
Yeah. Now to the other side of the ball, though, the defense. I mean, you run out of superlatives for him. Rutgers' offense is not a bad offense. Now their O-line can't match up with our front 7, but other than that, like Calicomanis had more passing yards than Sand coming into this game. They had a 1,000-yard running back already. We shut their ass down. They don't score a touchdown until it's entirely backups in the game, pretty much. I guess Jermaine Smith was in the game still and got a bad PI. We had a couple of PIs in this game. Should have had an interception, though. We had some weird penalties also on offense, real quick. Put the ball on the turf way too many times. The fumble by Jackson. We had another fumble by, who was it? Went out of bounds. Can't remember who it was. It might have been, it was Keenholz. No, Keenholz hit the ground, though, first.
Was it a tight end? Wasn't it?
It might have been tight end. It was Claire. Yeah, it was Claire.
Yeah.
Claire fumbles also, goes out of bounds. We had a couple other they fumbled, but they landed out of bounds too. Kind of a good thing that happened this week, because then a little extra focus on that in practice. Yeah, defensively though, total domination up front. Caden Curry has another huge. If we played Washington and Rutgers every week, that could be winning the Heisman Trophy. And an amazing fumble recovery on a strip sack, by the way. Like, that was the hand-eye coordination on that. Instantaneous dip down and scoop it up and flip as he knocked it out, pretty much. Like, it was incredible. And I think he scored a touchdown on that play, by the way. Should have been a touchdown for him. But they weren't going to overturn it on a review anyway, because you can't tell exactly where it was.
Yeah. You worried about Lorenzo being out?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, I am. Interesting enough, I guess we'll talk about the good first before I talk about the bad and then why I'm worried about that. Caleb Downs has a sack and has a couple other nice plays. Igbinosun actually looked for a ball and had a pick, even though it got taken back on a penalty, but a bad penalty on Edric Houston, who just straight up held the guy's face for like 10 seconds on that legal hands to the face.
Yeah.
What did you think, though, seeing the defense just keep doing what it's doing, put up historical numbers?
The D tackles are just playing out of their mind. Like they're getting insane push off the ball up the middle. Like the guard, I mean, I feel like the running backs are getting hit in the backfield more often than not. I mean, the yards before contact have got to be net, pretty damn near around zero. Yeah, I mean, they had that. I don't know. Their big receiver with the dreads is a pretty physical receiver. He'd be a tough matchup for really any cornerback. So I wasn't surprised to see him kind of draw some penalties and kind of draw the ire of the DBs. He kind of was he didn't give us fits, they didn't blow up, but I can see big body receivers kind of doing that because I think Igbinosun's kind of on the smaller frame side of things. So, but overall, I mean, just stifling again. And that's what you want. They haven't had a letdown this season, which is crazy. I mean, there's really never been it's just been pure utter domination, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah, we haven't played any elite offenses, but we played some very good ones. Washington, Illinois' passing offense, Rutgers offense is really good. Like they have put up numbers on a lot of teams besides Oregon. Though they did not do much against Oregon. Other than that, though, they've had a lot of good numbers. I guess the bad and like you said, Lorenzo Styles gets hurt, shoulder again, same one he hurt before. I'm gonna guess he still gives it a go against Scum because he's you don't have to have your shoulder to play defense as much as you need it, like offensively, but you're not, we're not expecting him to catch a bunch of passes or anything. But the problem is, and we did adjust to this in this game, when Devin Sanchez is in the game, who's his usual replacement in nickel and dime situations, teams go right at him. They threw every time he was on the field, they went right at him. And the success was mixed, but he got a pass interference. He gave up a catch too. He has been picked on in several games this year. Illinois did it too, I remember, to great effect. Something to worry about maybe if he's in the game, although I don't think Scum can necessarily exploit it because they don't really have even a number 2 receiver. Like their RPOs all day. It's not going to be like on him that much. But we did adjust and put Bryce West in the game more in the second half when Lorenzo went down, and he looked decent. He was in position a lot. He didn't make a lot of plays, but he was in good position a lot. Maybe that's who we end up rolling with. I'm more like safety-ish type or slot, more traditional slot guy instead of worrying about moving Jermaine Matthews down and then moving Sanchez out. When Sanchez is he's a true freshman, so you're going to have that. But right now, he doesn't look like he's good enough to. If he's playing in the playoffs, I'm going to be worried.
Yeah, the biggest issue when you have a guy this late in the season coming in for a starter, especially at the free safety position, there is angles to the ball, especially against Michigan when they're gonna break off a run or two. It's just gonna happen. And in the playoff, you're gonna have teams break off runs, and that's like the last line. You have to take good angles to the ball, and you have to be accountable if you're playing help coverage over the top, making sure nobody gets. That's the little stuff where if you're having a guy come in that's pretty inexperienced, that stuff can't happen this late in the season. That can make or break a game right there. So that would be the only thing if Lorenzo isn't able to play. That's like the first thing I'm looking for is if there is a bad angle to the ball, or a missed assignment over the top or something.
Yeah, I mean we've seen in the past, like Sean Wade going out in the Clemson game years ago, how much one guy who doesn't even seem like he's that important, like on the list of importance, Styles is probably like 8th. 9th maybe on the defensive side of the ball, but he's still important. Like it matters. And you'd like to just be full strength going into this game. Obviously a lot more we need the receivers on the offensive side of the ball to give us the advantage that we should have, but he'll be big. I guess one last thing, special teams against Rutgers, disaster play at the beginning of the second half, which was funny after we had a debate about the end of the first half when Ohio State got a little bit conservative, didn't use their timeouts to try and save the clock when Rutgers had the ball. And then I'm like, oh, they're just being conservative, trying to make sure we don't do anything dumb to lose the game. and I'm okay with that. And then we come out and do a throwback on the opening kickoff at the second half. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense then.
Yeah.
And then, but the punting game was strong this week. We finally had a punt down in there, real nice. That was better than normal.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know if the wind had it. It was windier there than what I think people might have seen on camera. It was breezy up top. Like the flags were consistently going. That was probably the only game this year where I remember the flags, the American flag and the Big Ten flags flying the whole game this year. So I'm sure that had to do something with the punting.
Yeah. And maybe why we didn't air the ball out deep, although I think it had more to do with the personnel in the game. And they did try to air the ball out deep several times though, and the ball just got knocked down. Like I feel like it either sailed or it came up short, which makes sense. And not supposed to be a lot of wind though in Ann Arbor, but it may be snowing.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
Allegedly, gonna be cold here in Ohio this weekend too. So bundle up, Buttercup, because now we can push this game aside, push all the other 11 games aside, because the season officially starts now. We're going to Scum. Everything's on the line. Big Ten championship berth. Probably a bye in the playoffs on the line. We may get it even if we lose, but I don't want to think about that. So it's time to start focusing, and that's why we're going to end this podcast and start the next one. So like, subscribe, head over to our second video of the week as we preview the game against that team up north. I'm just Matt, and that's Lahas. We will see you guys next time.
Hey, guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.